Do you remember the smell of your first apartment? It's a specific mix of fresh paint slapped on the walls of an old place, cardboard boxes that may have gotten soaked in the rain 3 or 4 times before getting to your apartment as moving boxes, and that sudden sinking realization that after the security deposit cleared, you have exactly $20 to last until next Friday. This is Paul. He's 20, a student, and right now he's learning to be a 5-star chef with nothing but a pack of ramen, a pot of water, and a dream. Paul is first apartment broke, but as he sits in his empty living room, he realizes that being a struggling student shouldn't be a permanent personality trait. He doesn't need a lecture on retirement. He needs a manual for right now. If you've ever felt like your paycheck is gone before you even touch it, Paul's audit is for you. Paul had his first aha moment, right? How many of us had that? But his first aha moment was his bank. He was keeping his hard-earned tips in a museum bank paying 0.01% interest. And we all know that is not a lot of money. His money was on a one-way street, leaving his pocket and helping the bank grow. Now that's tough because our whole objective is to grow. But guess what? Paul ain't getting nothing back, even though he is working very hard and trying to live off that $20. He's not getting nothing from the banks, but the banks, they still grow. Paul gets nothing. So Paul decided to perform an audit. He moved his safety net to Varo and unlocked 5% APY. Now remember, the bank was only doing 0.01% interest. But Paul got smart and decided to use Varo, giving a 5% APY to really do something with his money. So suddenly, Paul's money wasn't just sitting there doing nothing. It was growing as intended. Now, most people watch these videos and do nothing. But if you're here, you're already ahead of the curve. Let's take a brief moment to subscribe and join the journey and toward building real wealth. Hit the like button if you want to see more stories like Paul's. This lets the algorithm know that students are ready to stop surviving and start winning. Now, let's get back to the journey and see how Paul started his growth engine. So, next, Paul discovered VOO, also known as VOO, an S&P 500 ETF. He thought investing was only for people in suits, but he realized he could start with just $10, the price of a takeout lunch. By buying fractional shares, Paul now owns a piece of the 500 biggest companies in America. And that's it. I said you can buy fractional shares. You do not need to spend $500, $200, $100. You literally can buy fractional shares of these major companies that are making money every single day. So rent day used to feel like a dead end for Paul, but he found a way to level up his biggest bill with the BILT card, Bilt Card. Do your research on that and check and see what some of those preliminaries are for it. Now, when he pays his rent, he earns travel points for a future vacation and builds his credit reputation at the same time. So he's essentially killing 2 birds at one stone just to get to his wealth and his financial freedom way faster. He paired it with the Discovered student card for groceries to get that first year cashback match. Again, go back and do your research and look into what Discovered student is. It might be a good fit for you. Now, Paul isn't spending more. He's just making sure his mandatory bills finally pay him back. So he's looking for an engine that would allow him to, build his money, compound it. But also, if he does have to spend, he has the resources with him, like the Discovery Card. And he's using also the Bilt Card, really to catapult what he's doing and make it more meaningful. 3 months later, Paul has a couch and, more importantly, choice. How many of you all love to have a choice? Love to be able to say, yes, I want to do that, or no, I do not want to do that. How many of us right now are in a position where we don't want to be somewhere? How many of us right now are on a job that we are not wanting to be on much longer? Maybe it's because of your boss. Maybe it's because of the amount of money you're being paid. Maybe it's because you're a full-time student and can't afford to spend so much time going to somebody's job. Well, guess what? Paul can say no to a double shift during finals because he isn't living paycheck to paycheck.